Hello, Rocky Mountain Travel Advisors, and welcome to your monthly ASTA moment. This is a new format that we're trying to share some of the latest news from ASTA and your local chapter. I'm Jeff Oyster, your chapter president, and I know we're all very busy, so thank you very much for joining me today. We've got a lot of great things happening in our chapter, but I want to start with a little recap of Legislative Day. If you're not familiar, Legislative Day is an annual event where ASTA members go to Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. to meet with senators and representatives and their staff, keeping them informed about what priorities that matter to travel advisors. This year's event achieved a milestone where we had a representation from all 50 states, including the first time that we've had a member from Wyoming. So thank you very much, UD Pros, for joining us. It was great to have representation from both parts of our chapter, all of Colorado and Wyoming. This was my first time going to Ledge Day, and I was pretty impressed with the event and the opportunity to meet with our elected representatives, not just to tell them what matters to us, but to start building these relationships with the people who influence policies that matter to our businesses. There's no major crisis this year like during the pandemic, but it's still important to spend this time to build those relationships so that when we need a voice in the halls of power, we already know who we can call, and they already know our names too. We had 4 things that we spoke with our representatives about. They're encapsulated for the most part in the FAA reauthorization bill. This is a bill that comes up every 5 years, and it provides funding for the FAA as well as sets policy for the Department of Transportation. The first item that was important to us that we spoke to them about was the notion that when an airline cancels a flight, it's the airline's responsibility to promptly refund the customer. If you remember, there was some noise coming out of the DOT earlier this year that would have burdened travel advisors with that immediate refund responsibility. Even though we're not holding on to that money, we have forwarded that money onto the airline. And if the airline chooses to cancel their flight, then it's the airline's responsibility to refund the customer quickly. If you burden the travel advisor with that, the travel advisors, we don't sit on mountains of cash. We can't necessarily have that the money for that $10,000 trip to Australia sitting in our bank account to give back to the customer. Of course, we'll advocate for the customer with the airline. We'll help the customer get that refund they are duly deserved, but the responsibility needs to sit with the airline. And so we advocated that that be included and put into law as part of the FAA reauthorization bill to protect our independent travel advisors who don't necessarily sit on all that money to be able to quickly refund a whole lot of tickets. There were 3 other things that we spoke to them about. Now, the Department of Transportation has an Aviation Consumer Protection Advisory Committee, which is a mouthful, but we just call it ACPAC. Now, this is a committee that advocates for consumers' interests in the aviation industry with the Department of Transportation. It kind of serves as the voice of the consumer to the DOT, but it does not have a travel advisor representative on it, even though we're in the business of advocating for the flying public and helping the flying public. So we asked our representatives to support the provision that would include us on the ACPAC. There's also a separate bill for this in the House. There's no opposition to it, so it'll probably go through just fine. But educating our representatives on why it's important is still valuable, and I think it was a big piece of what we spoke to them about. We also asked that they support streamlining the offline airline disclosures. As you know, there's this long list of things that have to be given to a customer every time they book an airline ticket. Some of it's basic, and a lot of it's repetitive. Things like don't bring weapons on your airplane, and stuff like that. Now, for people who fly a lot, they know this, they've seen this, and if they book a ticket online, they can click through this. But for those of us who are selling tickets on the regular over the phone or face to face, we're supposed to be reading through that word for word, every time we sell an airline ticket, even to our best customers who've heard it all before. So to make the most of consumers' time as well as our time and our time that we're spending on our businesses, we've asked that there be a provision in the FAA reauthorization bill to streamline that whole process. And finally, we ask that they support funding the new Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Travel and Tourism. This is a position that was authorized last year in the Visit America Act, but it needs funding to become a reality. And the funding level is not high. It's only $3.5 million. But the United States is the only G20 country that does not have a senior minister for tourism. So, this is an important role to our industry because it'll be a person whose job it is to wake up every day and think about how to improve or advocate or support the travel advisor and the tourism industries. We need that role in our government, both to speak to the rest of the government about protecting the tourism industry, but to advocate for the things that matter to us. So we ask that when appropriations comes around this year, that our representatives support that piece of the appropriations bill so that this position can become a reality. ASTA is our voice in the halls of power, and I must say I think the ASTA advocacy team does a great job at protecting our interests. Keep an eye out for next year's legislative day because I think you'll get a lot out of it, and I'd love to have you join us. It's expected to be somewhat later in the year next year, but the calendar will come out soon. But plan to join if you can, because it's a great way to spend a couple of days and learn about not only what ASTA does at the national level and the importance of what they do at the national level, but to get to know the people who make decisions that impact your business. Moving on to some other national news and a new opportunity for you. Are you an ASTA Verified Travel Advisor yet? The Verified Travel Advisor program allows you to distinguish yourself as a trusted advisor to the traveling public. It's a series of 8 online courses. It covers everything from making sure you're in compliance with the rules and regulations of the industry to techniques for better promoting yourself. I completed the VTA earlier this year, and I personally found it to be the best training program I've gone through. It was really thorough, it had meaningful content, and it gave me more than just a few extra letters after my name. So if you're interested in becoming a verified travel advisor, ASTA is offering this program at 30% off this month. You just need to sign up with the discount code VTA30. And when you finish the program, email me at president@rockymountainasta.org, and we'll make sure that you're celebrated in our monthly newsletter, because the ASTA VTA is a great program and it's really valuable both to you as an advisor and to the people you work with, knowing that you adhere to the best possible standard of ethics, conduct, and professionalism that is ASTA. Okay, so now let's talk about chapter events and what's going on here in Colorado and Wyoming. You've probably seen the news. The Rocky Mountain Supplier Showcase is coming back this year, and it's going to be even bigger and better. This is a trade show that's designed just for Rocky Mountain travel advisors. It is the best way to meet with suppliers and partners who can help your business excel, all without traveling very far or spending a week away from working with your clients. We're excited to welcome more than 35 suppliers and partners who are coming to our chapter because they want to meet you. They want to help you excel. They want to help you grow your business. Some of these suppliers include Kensington Tours, Riverside Luxury Cruises, Outrigger Hotels, Alive Experiences, World Trips, Sandals, Globus, Royal Caribbean, the Ment Law Group, Journeys, the League Marketing Group, Ammo Waterways, Inside Japan, Paul Gonquin. The list is getting really large, and it's going to be great because we're going to have all these people who are coming here just to meet us as Rocky Mountain Travel Advisors. More are still signing up as well. You can see the whole list on our website. The showcase is going to be October 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Lowry Conference Center in Denver. You can find the link to register in our newsletter on our website, rockymountainasta.org. It's pretty easy to find. We really hope you join us. We know that the chapter's large, though. We know that a lot of you don't live in the Denver metro area. So we're trying to make that a little bit easier to come to this event because we really want to see you all there. There's going to be a discounted room block available for the night before, so you can come in, get a little hotel, relax a bit, go to the trade show before you go home. You can get the link to that in our newsletter. If you aren't in the Denver area, I would really recommend that you really try to come to this event because it's going to be great. Not only is it a great way to meet suppliers in a more casual setting than a giant convention, but it's always nice to connect with other travel advisors too. That's why I love these events, even more than meeting with suppliers. I like to meet with other people who are in my industry, who are going through the things I go through. It's just great to meet your own people. So I would really like to meet you. The whole board would really like to meet you. So I hope wherever you are in Colorado, Wyoming, or even a neighboring state, that you come and join our supplier showcase this year on October 4th. By the way, this is no small feat putting on an event like this, and I want to give a big thank you to Sally Sparhawk, Heather Travis, and Mary Jo Cameron. They're putting in a lot of great work to make this event a success. Thank you, ladies. We could not do this without you. And finally, for today, we have some news about our upcoming events in July. Our team is working on a whole bunch of events for the next several months, and be on the lookout for some really cool ones coming down the line. But in July, we have been invited to dinner by John Nowicki. He's from the resort called Sensira, which is a brand new 5-star, all-inclusive, family-friendly resort in the Riviera Maya. And he'll be hosting dinner at My Neighbor Felix, which is a swanky New Mexican fusion restaurant in Centennial. It's going to be a great little dinner. It's a great spot. John's a nice guy, and I'm looking forward to meeting him and meeting all of you if you can join us. By the way, if you are going to Carnival's Your Winning Plan event on July 19th, this is just up the road from that. So from the Carnival event, you can come join us for dinner at My Neighbor Felix. You can RSVP directly with John. More information on that is in our newsletter. And then on July 25th, which is Tuesday the 25th, Riverside Luxury Cruises is hosting our official July supplier meetup. They're going to have a happy hour and a little bit of training on their beautiful river cruise offering. Riverside offers beautiful luxury river cruises with gorgeous ships, delectable cuisines, 5-star hospitality with a butler for every stateroom. It is a great offering for younger luxury travelers, affluent multi-generational groups, older honeymooners. Their CEO, Jen Halboth, is going to be telling us about their new offerings and share some ways that you can get 21% commission or just a really great discount to experience Riverside yourself. Now, this is an in-person meetup, something we're going to be doing a lot more of, so I really hope you're able to join us because it's going to be great to meet you all face-to-face. So that's going to be, the Riverside meetup is going to be on July 25th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Grid Collaborative Workspace in Denver. All ASTA members and non-members are invited, and you can register via our website, RockyMountainASTA.org. Looking beyond July, keep on the lookout because we have some great events that we're lining up, including a brand new series of events called Business Builder. And Business Builder is all about helping you build new skills and new things that you can use in your business. It's not just about suppliers, it's about helping you excel. So that's all I have to share for you in this month's ASTA Moment. Remember that ASTA is here to help your business excel. Feel free to reach out anytime, and I look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming events, especially the Supplier Showcase. Have a great and successful July.